What's up, metalheads? This is Roger Dale Martin of Vengeance Rising, Once Dead, Emerald, and a whole bunch of other bands. You guys, this is Grit and Gristle. It's all about fitness, and it's all about getting in shape. It's all about honoring God with our bodies. As everyone knows, this is a family chat, kind of a family chat type format. Hopefully we'll have some regulars here. We'll be looking for Darren Williams. We'll be looking for Pamela Barbeau. Looking for Charlie Wallace. So I want everybody to tap in your name, where you're from, and any kind of goals that you got. Just say hi, all right? And we'll see what's up. I've got some stuff here I'm going to be looking at. Jennifer Lynn Brandt is watching. Jennifer, good to have you. Pamela Barbeau is watching. Yeah, good. Bob Adams is watching. Fantastic. Pamela, I've been thinking about you. Hopefully you can stay for the whole hour, but if you've got 30 minutes, that's good too. Pamela Barbeau, I've been praying for you. Darren Williams, Charlie Wallace, Jennifer Lynn Brandt. I think you're from Chicago. If you are, I know who you are. And hopefully you can join Grit and Gristle. Last week we talked about nutrition, a whole bunch of nutritional stuff, and those who are just now joining us are, you can look at the past broadcasts, podcasts, and see what's going on. We basically have a plate. We talked about veggies, we talked about protein, we talked about carbs and fats. Today we're going to be talking about training, all about training. But before we do that, we're going to look at our foundations. And from time to time, I'm going to be looking here. Scott Heron is watching. Good to have you, Scott. I've been praying for you, Scott. Paul the Apostle. He wrote most of the New Testament, and there's a whole lot of things he said that we want to look at. When it comes to honoring God with your body, let's look at things in context. Paul, wherever he was in ministry, he looked at the culture of the day. He looked at what those guys were doing. In fact, one time he said, I want to be all things to all people so that a few might be saved. And he was in Corinth, I believe. And the Corinthians were notorious for being very loose sexually. Even when people got saved, they were very loose sexually. And I think there was a temple called of Aphrodite, who was the goddess of sex and love, so-called. And the temple, part of their worship was they had prostitutes, male and female prostitutes. Take your pick, whatever you wanted, and actually engaging in sex was part of the worship. And the Corinthians, that was kind of ingrained in them, and Paul had to kind of set these guys straight. He said, look, you guys, don't you know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who is inside of you? It was given to you. You are not your own, so honor God with your body. He said, shall I take the members of Christ and unite it with a prostitute? He said, absolutely not. No. And what is it? Honor God with your body as far as being sexually pure. And so that's where we're going from right there. Also, we're honoring God with our bodies because he talked about physical training also. Before we get into that, let's look at Psalms. One of the things we want to do is accept who we are. Are we thin? Are we thin-boned? Are we muscular? Are we heavy? Doesn't matter how God made you. What we want to be, for me, I want to be the best and most healthy, thin person that the world has ever seen. And if you're muscular, you want to just be as buff and as lean as possible. If you're heavy, you want to be the best heavy person that the world has ever seen, the best shape. And that's what we're doing. We accept who we are, our faults. We don't have to be perfect. Thank God we don't have to be perfect. But we want to honor God with our bodies. In Psalm, and our basis for that is God tells us, look, I knit you together in your mother's womb. Before you were born, God knew exactly what he wanted to do with you. What kind of body and what kind of talents and gifts that he's given you. And so that's where we're standing on foundation. I said, yeah, God made me this way. However, okay, and we accept it and we work with it. That way God can say, well done, good and faithful servant. So we're here about fitness. Also, we want to stay in shape so we can continue ministering. All right? Because if you die, too early because you killed yourself by not eating right and all these kind of things and not exercising. That's not good. Also, Paul, when he was in Rome, once again, he's looking at the culture. Rome was an athletic town. In fact, the first Olympic Games were in Rome, and it was always, one time he was talking about, he said, run the race as to win the prize. And these guys used to be runners, and the prize they would win would be a wreath that went around their head. And eventually the wreath would disintegrate. But Paul said, run the race for a crown that does not perish. And so, basically, we're running a race that's way more important than the physical race down here. Also, he said, train yourself to be godly. He said, for physical training is of some value. So there is value in physical training. He said, but training godliness is good for this age and the age to come. In other words, physical training is good for while we're here on earth. But training for righteousness is good for here on earth and also in heaven too. Okay? And so today, we want to look at, there's 4 areas that we look at when it comes to getting in shape. There's training, nutrition, rest, and hormonal balance. And today we're going to be looking at training. We're here in my, this is my home gym. Basically, when things were shut down and everybody was in lockdown, this is where I trained. This is where I worked out. And normally I'm at a gym somewhere. And today we're going to be talking about training inside of a gym. I recommend, if you can afford it, to join a gym, and then you have access to all kinds of equipment. And that's what we're going to be looking at today in training. Another time we're going to look at training with dumbbells, where basically you guys are going to have dumbbells. Most everybody can find a pair of dumbbells, and then we'll train with dumbbells. But today we're going to do something, we're going to be training inside a gym that has gym equipment. Now I'm going to glance down here and see who's here. James Nelson is watching. Pamela Barbeau, Kansas City. I can only stay for the first half hour. Okay, Pamela. Pamela, I want you, have you started your nutritional program? And have you had any results yet? Okay, and I want to know if anybody has started their program and if you have any results. Some people are wanting to, like Darren Williams is wanting to put on some size, wanting to put on some muscle. And we have Pamela Barbeau who wants to drop some body fat. And we have lots of different people have lots of different goals. Let me check right here. Anthony Van Danberg is watching. Dwayne, Lead Hill, Arkansas, but in Cedar Creek, Missouri. Okay. Dwayne is here. Good to have you, Dwayne. We got James Nelson, Pamela, Hey Van Denberg. That's what we got going on so far. So let's just go ahead and get into training, you guys. I'm going to talk about training. I like weight training. A lot of people are when they go, most people, I'd say 95%, almost dang near 99% of people, when they come to me, they say, Roger, I need help losing weight. And I'll tell these guys, I'll help you to lose weight, but let's don't focus on losing weight. Let's focus on losing fat. Because if you basically, if you just go on a diet and you don't exercise, you're not going to lose any body fat. Basically, you're going to lose just as much muscle as fat. And what we're concerned about is dropping as much body fat as possible. We want to keep as much muscle. And even if we can grow some muscle, that's fantastic. A lot of times ladies will say to me, Roger, I don't want to get all big and buff, you know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'm like, you got nothing to worry about, all right? Because there's lots and lots of men who want to put on some muscle. It's very, very difficult. For a lady to put on muscle, you can, but it's going to be feminine. If you're a lady, you're going to have feminine muscle. Okay, muscle is muscle, but it'll be feminine. Also, people say, oh, I don't want this muscle. I don't care about, I want to look like Jennifer Lopez, you know. And I'm like going, Jennifer Lopez, that booty of hers, which is famous, is all muscle. Okay, so ladies, don't worry about getting on muscles. Well, I don't want wide shoulders. Roger, I don't want to do any wide shoulders. I'm like, then why are you wearing that padded suit where the shoulders are padded? Why are you doing that? Even for ladies, wider shoulders give the illusion of a smaller waist. Okay, and a lot of guys, especially these mesomorphs who are naturally heavy, they, Roger, I want to reduce this waist, reduce this waist. And I said, I'll say, there's only so much you can do with that waist because your hip bones are this wide. Okay? And so what we want to do is create more muscle up on top. Okay? And then that is an illusion. Bodybuilding is about an illusion. Okay? You see a lot of these guys and gals, they will diet down. Of course, they're genetic freaks, but they'll want their waist as small as possible. And so they'll look bigger and wider, and X-frame is what they're going for. Okay? But we're heavy and we're light, we're thin, and so we're going to work with what we have. But the main thing is dropping body fat. And before, you guys, I was talking about getting a scale, getting your body fat assessment and stuff like that. As a general rule, if you have a scale that will tell you body fat, it is not accurate. In fact, just measuring body fat in general is not an accurate thing. Different times a day, you're going to have different results. But what we're going to do, we're going to focus on weight-bearing exercise, weight training. If you weight train, and when you drop those calories, you're going to preserve these muscles. If you don't weight train, your body has no reason to preserve muscles. That's why you won't drop any body fat. You'll lose 50% muscle, 50% fat. So we want to weight train. Cardio, people say, Roger, what about cardio? I got to have cardio to lose weight. No, you do not. Cardio is all about a healthy heart and lungs. I'm not against cardio at all, but when it comes to losing weight, it's about that dinner table, and it's about keeping as much muscle as possible. For ectomorphs, I would say if you're trying to gain muscle, I would do no cardio whatsoever, because training and lifting weights will be enough cardio for you. Now, for you heavy guys, a little bit of cardio is fine. Do not overdo it, but you want to focus on diet, and you want to focus on lifting weights. Lifting weights, okay? And that's the key. When it comes to lifting weights, basically what we do is we tear down a muscle. People mistakenly think that you're gaining muscle in the gym because they'll come out of the gym, they got a good pump, they're bigger. Well, basically what they've just done is, with a good workout, in fact, I want to show you, we're going to do 3 exercises today, but with a good workout, you're going to break your muscles down. They don't grow in the gym. You grow muscle while you're sleeping. You tear them down, you break them apart when you're working out, and then you eat this good food. When you sleep, your body repairs itself. And then if you have the good nutrients in your body, that's the magic. Sleep. In fact, that's one of the 3 exercises. And then we have the schedule. Okay.
Question.
What's happening here?
Question.
Oh, you have a question.
Somebody's got a question. I don't have anything.
Okay.
What's the question there?
Jonathan Jesser wants to know if you ever got hurt during training and how did it affect you and how did you deal with it?
Interpret, baby.
I'm sorry. Go
Have you
ahead.
ever been hurt while training, and how did you deal with it? Did you ever get hurt while training?
Okay. As you guys, I never get hurt training. I did one time. I did get hurt training because I was in competition with someone else. Okay. The only time I really got hurt, as a personal trainer, none of my people get hurt because we don't strain. Okay. I'm going to talk about this before I talk about getting hurt. And straining is when you lose your form. Okay, and I'll talk about form and see. Do not strain. We don't strain. Now we lift hard. We push hard, and sometimes we pull hard, but we never strain. Straining is when you lose your form. If you're doing a bicep cord, I'll demonstrate that after a while. But I was training with a guy one time who was doing deadlifts. Deadlifts is an exercise where you pick up weight from the floor, and he was bigger than I was. And quite a bit stronger, and his forte was the deadlift, and so that day I went into competition mode. There are times where I'm very competitive, and I was that day, and I did something that wasn't very smart. I strained. Basically, I was going for 250 pounds. I wanted to deadlift this 250 pounds, and my buddy was deadlifting like 400 pounds. And so I went for the attempt. I didn't make it, and then I was straining with everything I got, and I hurt myself. Okay, I didn't hurt any muscle group. Basically, what I did was boom. All of a sudden, bam! I got a major hemorrhoid. Never had hemorrhoids in my life, and whoa, messed me up. Did not. Okay. At the time, I was pretty strong for an ectomorph. My muscles took that weight, but my rear end didn't. Okay? And that's jacked me up ever since. I got to be very careful. Okay? So do not strain. And I had to recoup from that. It took a long time to recoup from that. In fact, I still have to be careful. Those exercises, deadlift, a heavy deadlift, way out of the picture for me. And so that's a great question. And as we go, you guys, I want you to write down these questions. In about 30 minutes from now, about 15 till, I want to address all these questions. Okay? And I think that we've got everything covered. So let's look at an exercise. Right now, we're going to look at a basic bicep curl. And what we want to do, you guys, and what you guys want to do is develop a mind-muscle connection. I want you to start feeling these muscles work. We're going to do a full range of motion. So just hang with me. I'm going to grab a little curling bar real quick. Okay, basically on a bicep curl, we're basically curling this bar. The first thing you want to do is look at our grip. But most of these bars, you have knurling. Okay, and here's a spot. So there's bench marks on the bar to tell where your hands are out. On a bicep curl, you want to start at the bottom. You want to curl up, and your hands should be somewhere around shoulder width apart. And like, see, that's not what I want. That's too wide, and this is too narrow. For me, shoulder width is just about right here. Okay, a bicep curl. Here's a wrong way to do it. You'll see guys doing a bicep curl like this. They're not feeling their bicep. Basically, that's a lower back exercise. What we want to do is start down at the bottom. I'm stretched out. Full range of motion means this is a short range of motion. The full range of motion, you start all the way down, come up all the way to the top. Boom. Just like that. This is a good bicep curl. I've got my feet about shoulder width apart. And I'm getting this weight. If you say here's point A and here's point B, I'm getting the weight from point A to point B, but that's not what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on the feel of these muscles. Right off the bat, we have what's called a contraction and an extension. I'm in the extension mode. This muscle contraction is when you flex your muscle, okay? And extension is where you extend, where you stretch it out. Flex and a stretch, flex and stretch, or contraction and extension. That's what we focus on up in our brain. We want to feel these muscles work. So let's go for shoulder width grip, which is right there. My knurling is there. My little fingers are right here, just like that. We'll start in this low position. Bam. All right. Now I'll feel the stretch when I come up. I'll feel my muscles working. Yeah, that means I'm working my bicep. Now if you're doing curls like this, you're not feeling your bicep. That's a lower back exercise, a very poor lower back exercise. So let's bring it all the way down and up. Also, I tell people in the beginning, breathe. Do not hold your breath. You'll get a major headache. Okay? Do not hold your breath. Mind-muscle connection. Let's think about what a boxer does. When a boxer punches, he blows out. Anytime you're exerting force, in other words, if you're pushing a bench press, you blow out. On these curls, when I do the eccentric, I blow out on the way down, I inhale. And so I get in a rhythm here. It's like, and a lot of times you can use your breathing. Your breathing is very important. You want a rhythm. You want a weight that's heavy enough that you can feel it, and it's not super difficult. And you don't want it, and you want it light enough to where you don't have to cheat. This is cheating. Here's, okay, you're doing bicep curls, right? This is good form. I've got good form. And now if I'm going for rep number 12 and I can't get it and then I cheat it up by leaning back, no. That's how you get hurt. And that's called straining. Now, if I've got 100 pounds on here or whatever it is and I'm going for 10 reps, what I like to see is people, okay, boom, here's the number, you're going for 10 reps, and here's number 7, they're getting tough. Here's number 8, 9, and here's number 10. That's a good set. Now, if you're number 10, you go, I got it, Roger. No, you didn't get it. You got a sore lower back is what you got. Okay? And so, we do not stress, we do not strain, we pull hard. In the beginning, if you guys are new to training, take it easy. Boom, take it easy. And just get those muscles used to working and get your brain going. If you can't feel your muscle working, then you're not doing it right. Okay? Maybe add a little bit more weight or a better range of motion. That's what we're looking for. Mind-muscle connection. Also, I like to train a body part once a week. You'll see a lot of people, and beginners, there used to be a program where you train the whole body every other day, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, a beginner can do okay with that, but they quickly overtrain. Because the muscle, they take it through its process of actually growing. Let's look at things. Once again, we're training biceps. Bam. Okay, we get a good bicep workout. We're kind of slow, come out again. Woo! Okay. Now, this muscle is tore down. It's tore up. Your body has to repair this muscle. And a lot of times the next day you're like, woo, I'm sore. It's sore because you done wore those muscles out. You actually broke apart some fibers. And then a lot of times 2 days later you're even more sore, especially if you're a beginner. Like, oh my gosh, you haven't recouped yet. And a lot of times it takes about 3 days before your body can recoup from the trauma of doing these bicep curls. And then it takes about 3 or 4 more days to actually grow some muscle on top of that. That's why I like to train biceps once a week. Each muscle group gets once a week training. Now, my clients, I train them 3 days a week. But I do not train the same muscle group. Most people, I'll use what's called a push-pull theory. On Monday, all my pushing exercises. On Wednesday, we'll be training legs, and a lot of times abs, legs and abs. And on Friday, will be all the pulling exercises like biceps. Boom. And back is pulling. Chest and shoulders is back pushing. So a good program for you guys on Monday. We'll train chest, shoulders, and triceps. And basically a bench press. A lot of people bench press on Monday, and it's kind of universally known that Monday is bench press day in the gym. Okay? A bench press works the chest. It works this front deltoid, this muscle right here. And it works the triceps, the back of the arms. Okay? And then that's a compound movement, which we're working compound muscle. We're working more than one muscle group. And on Monday with my people, they come in, and for me personally, now I train 4 days a week with a 4-day split, but my other guys do 3 days a week. And we start off with the compound movement. We'll warm up real good, and then I'm going to go into bench presses right off the bat. You do your compound movements, like squats, a compound movement. Bent over rows is a compound movement. You do those at the first of your exercises, at the first of your exercise program. Okay, it's like I've got an hour to work out. Once you warm up, bench presses will be the first thing, because we want to have all of our strength and be fresh for our compound movements. And so, in fact, let's just take a look at the bench press, okay? Let me get things set up, so just hang for just a second. I got a big bar back here, an Olympic bar. We're going to put it right here, and I'm going to show you guys how to bench press. The grip is very important on the bench press. And a lot of people have different grips, different things. Let me come back here. Me personally, I like to put my feet up on the bench. There's a lot of guys who put their feet, and most people put their feet down, but in doing so, it arches your back. Okay, I can actually put my hand in between my lower back and the bench, and for me and for a lot of people, that's just not comfortable. Now, a lot of times people put their feet on the floor because they can feel like they can lift more. Not me. I want these feet up, and then my lower back is in a good position, just like that. This bar has different benchmarks. Okay, we have knurling. We have a spot right here, and they're equal distance across this. A spot here. We have a spot right here, and here, and here, here. Easily seen and easily felt. Okay? What I'm looking for with this grip, you want exactly the same grip, because you don't, if you're out of balance, this will pull. You have to have a balanced grip. And for me personally, I'm finding this right here. I've got a spot here with my thumbs, and I go about an inch further, about like that. And a lot of times when I'm really going wide, I've got the little spot right here, little fingers in this little spot, just like that. And what I'm looking for is a 90-degree angle with my elbow, like this. This is how, in other words, this is too wide. That's not a 90. And for me, this is too narrow. I want a 90-degree angle, and for me, this is just about right here. Okay, we'll go for a bench press. I'll do a couple. Bam, let me back up. Hang on. I'm going to move this up. Feet up on the bench. Up. We want to come down about the nipple line, about to your nipples. Boom, up like that. This is a good bench press. I tell people right off the bat, do not hold your breath, just breathe naturally. And after a while, when you push, you're going to be blowing out. Your power, you can use that breathing to get this weight up. Bam. Boom, just like that. And what I look for, I tell people to look at a spot on the ceiling, because you want to go up in the same place, and you want to come down on your chest in the same place. You don't want to be all over the planet. And with my ceiling, I've got about 1,000,000 spots up there. I'm just going to pick one. Okay? And I'm going to go for it. I see it. I'm going right to that spot. And I'm bringing this down right to my chest, the same place. That's very important. Also, you want to get your rhythm going. Boom. We want to get a rhythm with your breathing, basically what I do. Bam, boom, boom, bam, just like that. We have sets and we have reps. A repetition is when you go just one repetition. Let me show you one repetition. Bam, right here. Let me get my grip. First thing is get your grip, get your feet up. And, okay, we're off. And there's one. That's one repetition. Most of the time, I like to stay between 8 and 12 repetitions, because if you go lower than 8, basically you're building strength, but not really a whole lot of muscle. And if you go over 12, a lot of times you're building endurance, but you're really not building muscle, the hypertrophy zone. Between 8 and 12, you can get power and strength, you can get muscle, and you can get endurance also. So we stay between 8 and 12. And also, yeah, let's just go for a set. We'll do one set. Let's say I'm going to do a set of 10 reps. So let's do a set of 10 reps. Come back here, get comfortable. First thing is your grip. My little finger goes in the slot, little finger goes in the slot, up with it, bam. In position, and we'll count. 1, 2. See, I'm not rushing through this. I'm feeling that chest stretch. Boom, believe me, I'm feeling this chest. That's what we want to do. We want to think about, here's your contraction. Here's your extension. I'm flexing these chest muscles. I'm stretching them. Contraction, extension. Bam, and I'm not hurrying. And I've got a full range of motion. You'll see guys doing this. Do not do that. All the way to the chest. Do not bounce off your chest. Bam. There we go. I'm going to call this number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. Right there. And then rack it. Okay. Let's look at safety. Safety first. That was 1 set of 10. A lot of times I'll do 3 sets of 10. And take about a minute between sets to rest up. Okay? And so, a minute, you can time it. And a lot of guys go by feel. They're like, whew. Then they get ready for the next set, and when they feel ready to go, they'll go for another set. Safety, very important. I recommend you have a spotter when you bench press, but if you don't have a spotter, there's some things that I want you to know. Right off the bat, when you rack this weight, a lot of people will rack the weights. They'll be getting their reps in, and when they rack it, they'll turn their head and look. Never turn your head, because if you got a bunch of weight up here and turn that head, you're going to jack that neck up. Okay, you might not the first 2 or 3 times, but if you keep doing that, that's a bad habit, because you're going to get this thing. Don't look at the weights. You can see with the peripheral vision, you can see what's going on. Okay, and we're going for 10. Here, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Don't turn your head and look. Just bring it back. Bam. And don't baby these weights, because as a general rule, if you're in your gym, this is strong stuff. You don't have to bang it back there, but don't be concerned about. You be concerned about safety and not turning this head. Okay. Here we go. Let's do it again. This is number 7, and we're calling it number 8, number 9. And number 10, let's rack it, don't look, just like that. Done deal. 3 sets of 10, take a minute between sets, and you're good to go. This works the chest. A flat bench press works basically all your chest. Once again, this front deltoid, or this front shoulder muscle, and complete tricep development. It's a compound exercise. In fact, most people, if they think they're strong, they say, how much you bench, brah? How much you bench? And I've never known anybody to tell the truth about that. Most guys, yeah, I can bench press 500 pounds. Well, no, you can't. So if somebody tells you how much they bench, always take it with a grain of salt, okay? All right? So that is your basic bench press compound movement. Let's do... Let's look again at the mind-muscle connection. We're going to look at one more exercise. This is going to be called the lat pull-down. Lat pull-down works the back. It gives you width. And we do have a lat pull-down here in the gym today. And hey, before we do that, Larry here with us, Larry Fish, thank you. And he's got everything going. And Heidi's here with me, and she's got a second camera. So this is a whole lot of fun. And what we're going to do is look at this lat pull down. So I need to move this bar out of the way, and then we'll get into the lat pull down. All right. Mind-muscle connection. You have got to feel these muscles working. We did the bench press. Woo, we did the barbell curl. I can feel these biceps. Yow! We did the bench press. I can feel this chest. I can feel my triceps working. Lat pull down. This is an exercise that almost nobody gets right in the gym. They're thinking about getting weight from point A to point B. There we go. Larry, I'm going to be, here's where I'm going to be, Larry, just like this. Okay? That's basically what's going on. A lat pull down, once again, these weights back here, I don't know if you can see them, they're going up and down. All right, we are getting the weight from point A to point B. Here's point A, here's point B. That's not our focus. Our focus is to feel these muscles work. Okay? Now we're going to go shirtless for this one because I want you to observe what's happening. That pull down works the back. I want to do this the incorrect way. All right, I'm getting the weight from point A to point B, but I'm really not working my back. With a different technique and with a different head space, we're going to work our back. Okay? This is just biceps. What I want you to do is stick that chest out and you squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now watch this. This is arms, and here we go. Chest up and bam, bam. You can probably see my back contracting. Big difference, okay? This is biceps and biceps. Once we stick that chest up, our focus is squeezing the shoulder blades and boom. Now we're working the back. Boom, boom, boom. And that's all about, I can feel that back working. That's all about a mind-muscle connection. Let's do that one more time. We'll do a set of 10, all right? I like a wide grip, not super wide, right here. I don't have, and another thing that people go way too heavy with all their back exercise. Do not stress, do not strain. We're trying to feel this back work. We're thinking about contraction, we're thinking about extension. Contraction is flexing, and extension is stretching. Let's look at that right now. I'm in extension mode here where I'm stretching these muscles. Let's contract. Bam! There's your contraction. And there's your extension. Boom! Boom! Woo! I feel that back. Bam! Bam! Let's call this 5, 6, 7. Good contraction. Good stretch. 8. Boom. 9 and 10. Just like that. All right then. Go ahead and put this shirt back on. Contraction and extension and filling those muscles. All right? Now we could get it from point A to point B using these biceps. We're working the back. Think shoulder blades. Squeeze these shoulder blades together. That's what we're thinking about. Mind-muscle connection. I want everybody to start off light where it's comfortable, but I still want you to have enough weight on there to feel these muscles work. One of the things that's crucial to weight training is a principle called progressive resistance, and I think I have this on backwards. It didn't feel good. Progressive resistance. There's a story about, I think it might have been some kind of mythical Greek god or something, but he used to take this little calf and have to climb the mountain with it, and so he'd drink water. The water source was up this mountain, okay? And this dude was a little bitty calf, and okay, so he's carrying his calf up the mountain, and the next day the calf gets bigger and bigger. But guess what? This dude, I think it might have been Milo was his name, he got bigger and bigger and bigger because he was progressive. He was lifting more and more weight. So that's what we do in the gym. All right, let's look at the bicep curl again. Bicep curl. Remember, the first thing we do is get our grip. Right there. We're thinking about contraction and extension. Here's our contraction. Here's our extension. Now, this is pretty light. When you can get to do, when you're like, I can do 12 real easy, it's time to add some weight. And I do have some weights. I don't want to mess with it right now. Or let's do something different, okay? This bar weighs probably 20 pounds. I'll add 5 pounds to this, 2.5, 2.5, and then next time I'm doing 25 reps. 25 pounds but I start with 8. Okay, whenever you add weight, let's take this, let's look at this mathematically. Okay, we got the bear bar, and we work up, we can do 3 sets of 12. Once you can do 3 sets of 12, the next workout, add 5 pounds. Instead of doing 12, we'll go 3 sets of 8. 3 sets of 8. The next workout, let's do 3 sets of 9. And then the next work, 3 sets of 10 until you get to the point where you can do 3 sets of 12. Wow! You've completed 3 sets of 12 with 25 pounds. Guess what we're going to do next workout? Add more weight. So we're going to add 5 more pounds, and the next workout is 30 pounds. What do? How many reps we do? We do 3 sets of 8. And we're getting bigger. We're getting stronger. We're feeling good. We're feeling right. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Boom, 3 sets of 8. The next day, 3 sets of 9. The next time we work out, the next week, 3 sets of 10. And next thing you know, wow, I can do 3 sets of 12 with 30 pounds. You know what to do. Next workout, let's add 5 more pounds. And then all of a sudden, man, you get strong. And people are saying, dude, are you working out? And you say, yeah. So here's 35 pounds. We're going 3 sets of 8. And it's really, that's how you build. That's how you build. That's a progressive resistance mathematically. But there is a point where your body says, I'm done. Okay. All right, so what if you're up to 75 pounds and you're going for 3 sets of 10, you just cannot get it. Well, let's try to get a next workout. 3 sets of 10, you're done. You're as strong as you're going to get at this time. So what do? Give up? Nope. You take a break from it and you back off a little bit. What we did 3 sets of 10 with 75 pounds. So let's take a break. The next time we're gonna start, instead of starting with 20 pounds or 25 pounds, guess what? This time we're gonna climb up with 50 pounds. We give ourselves a break. Now we put on 50. Remember, we can do 3 sets of 10 with 70, or 3 sets of 12 with 70. So let's start at 50 or maybe even 60 pounds. And we start another cycle. Here's 60 pounds, 3 sets of 8, and this is easy. Oh yeah, it's basically, and then you keep going with it. And then now you keep going, you add weight because it's easy. You're backing up, this is easy. But you want to do that. And what's going to happen when you try 3 sets of 10 with 70, it's flying, yeah! And 3 sets of 12. And so you're basically what you're doing is you hit a wall, you back up, and you start running again, and you go a little bit further. And so we'll say maybe next year, you get 3 sets of 12, and bam, and you just keep on trucking. All of a sudden, man, you got 3 sets of 12 with 80 pounds. And your first cycle, you could get 3 sets of 10 with 70. So, and then that's how you progress. And once you get 3 sets of 12 with 80, take a break again. Then back up, and you start with 65 pounds. 3 sets, you see what we're doing? That's called progressive resistance. And that gives your body progressive resistance. Your body has this process called homeostasis. It wants to stay exactly the same. Because if we use the same weights, But when you add weight, your body's challenged. It's like, oh, he's making it hard on me. And your muscles all get together and they form a committee and say, what are we going to do? Oh, let's grow some muscle to make it easier on us. Your body takes the path of least resistance. And this is how we kind of trick our body into growing muscle. Because we give it something, your body wants things to be easy. Okay, and say if you're training to run a marathon, in aerobic condition, your body, your body says, I can't stand this, what are we going to do? And then your body says, well, let's build some heart and lung capacity, okay? Let's build some endurance, and so it won't kill us. And in fact, the next thing you know, man, you're running 10 miles and it feels pretty good. Well, that's how you do those things. Your body, you kind of trick your body because it wants to seek the path of least resistance, okay? So today we've talked about compound movements. we've talked, there's a whole bunch of stuff we've talked about, but I want you to think about a mind-muscle connection. Mind-muscle connection, progressive resistance. Those are the keys to building muscle. And also, you guys, one of the reasons that I like weight training is because if you gain 3 pounds of muscle, you're burning 300 calories a day more just by sitting here. 300 calories is probably about a half an hour on the exercise bike, okay? It's a half an hour. Now, I don't want to do a half an hour cardio. I want to do 3 pounds of muscle, okay? I got other things to do in that 30 minutes. You know, and so just look at that. That's what I'm saying. And you have to weight train, or your body says, I'm going to keep this. So weight training, eating the right food, getting that rest, make sure your hormones are in balance, okay? And so that's it for training day. I want to look at some questions, and I want to see how everybody's doing. So let me put this away real quick. And Larry, did we have anything? Do we have any questions from anybody?
Yeah, a lot of comments. This is really good. From Dwayne Gobin, my wife says she's tired of watching. She wants to do it. And Darren Williams joined us a little late, but he says he's going to go back and watch from the beginning.
Who is this?
Darren Williams?
Oh, Darren Williams.
Yes.
He said his wife?
No, my wife, Mary.
Oh,
Yeah.
now, okay.
She's
now,
watching.
if
She
you,
said
Darren, I thought you were got married over or something. I'm not against walking, okay? In fact, if you don't have any dumbbells or anything, walking will get your body going. And sometimes people, and I forgot to mention this, if you got the money, go see your doctor. Okay, I would say get all blood work done, and then he'll check you out and say, okay, and you say, Doc, I want to start an exercise program. He may say, well, just start walking because you're not ready for anything else. And you may not be. Once again, here at Gristle, we start from ground zero, okay? And some people walking might wear them out, okay? And they'll have to walk a little bit. And once again, those people who have injuries, sometimes walking is their goal. I want to walk 10 feet, and I'll turn around and come back to my chair. So, Darren, what was Darren's quote? What was his? I forgot it.
Oh, he just said he was glad that they were recorded, but he did say, I did get some thickness.
Okay. All right.
He just posted that and put it up.
Honey, do we have any other questions?
I'm not.
You don't have it yet?
Yeah.
Larry, we got anything?
No other questions, just that people are enjoying it. And
Okay.
glad that they're, a lot of thumbs up and loves and hearts.
I'm going to see if I can try to find what's going on here. Start live video. Let me get to Sanctuary International Matrix and see if I can find something here. Okay, here we are. Okay, I like that. Okay. Mary Fish, I'm tired just watching all this. All right, Mary Fish, you hang in there. Dwayne Gobin, this is really good, says Dwayne. Thank you, Dwayne. I'm glad these are recorded, says Darren. Me too. I definitely did get some thickness. Darren, way to go. Okay, this is what I want to hear. And I want to share this for everybody. I saw Darren, Larry Fish, when was it, Memorial Day?
Yeah.
We got together, I got to turn this down. We got together at a lake, Memorial Day, and I talked to Darren, and Darren, we communicated before because Darren is an ectomorph with some mesomorphic tendencies. We're pretty, I think Darren and I have pretty much close to the same physique. I think he's a little bit more muscular, a little bit more lean than I am. But we were talking about things, and I remember a lot of people from 30 years ago or 20 years ago. I don't think I'd seen Darren. I don't know how long I'd seen, 10 years at least or so. And Darren, okay, I'm going to pick on you. He had a little pudgy stomach, and he's just thin all over, and it just didn't feel good. All right, when you say you're putting on some thickness, I'm going, yeah, good, because that's what we want to do. Any kind of, if your goal is losing 25 pounds, Pamela Barbeau, Well, then let me know. Say, Roger, I've lost a pound. Woo! Okay. We are going to help each other. We are going to support each other. Remember, we're not in competition with anybody else. We are in competition with ourselves. Unless, of course, you're in a physique contest or something like that, and that is a competition. But other than that, you guys don't compare yourself to anybody else. It's about, I want to present the best Roger Dale Martin that the world has ever seen. The 62-year-old version, okay? And I don't care how old you are, you're 20 years old, I want to present the best Joe Smith or the best Joe Blow that the world has ever seen, the 20-year-old version. We're in competition with ourselves. And here's a very, very important thing that we really need to do. We need to ask God to help us. Because God gives us life, He gives us breath, and everything else. He designed us. He made us the way we are. So let's ask Him to help us in our pursuit. Okay? In fact, I want everybody to stop what you're doing. Even Larry, even Heidi. Let's stop what we're doing. Let's pray. Lord, thank you so much for our bodies. Thank you for making us the way you did. And we ask that you strengthen us and help us to honor you with our bodies. In Jesus' name, amen. Fantastic. All right, you guys, let me see what else is going on here. Cornell Johns is watching. Jessica Bear is watching. Jessica Bear. I've seen your pictures, Jessica. I'm going to pick on you, Jessica Bear. And you look like you're in pretty decent shape. Now, you're watching this program for a reason. What are your goals? Do you have any physique goals, Jessica Bear? Okay? If you do, I want you to punch them in right here. I want to see what your physique goals are. I want you to join the club. We don't have to in here. I want everybody to join this club because I'm praying for people. Once you become a regular, I'm regularly praying for you. And let's pray for each other. We're all in this. We're helping each other. This is the body of Christ. One of the reasons we want to be in shape because there's ministry opportunities. And if you're sick, you got to stay in bed. You got to take care of that. If you die too early, if you kill yourself, die too early, then you miss out on ministry. Right? It's very important taking care of our bodies. Okay, I don't see any more.
Roger?
Yeah.
Jonathan Jester made a comment, abs are made in the kitchen.
Okay.
Abs are made in the kitchen.
Right.
What is your comment about that?
Okay, who is that?
Jonathan Jester. He's the same one who asked about injuries.
He's up in Alaska.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
In Alaska. Jonathan from Alaska.
Abs are made in the kitchen.
Okay. His comment was, abs are made in the kitchen. I completely agree. Everybody, the abdominal muscles basically everybody basically has a six-pack, okay? And it's just covered with a layer of fat. And if you want to see those abs, if you want to see them, the dinner table, dropping that body fat is where abs are made from. There is no such thing as spot reduction. People say to me all the time,
Well, this right here.
yeah, Roger, I want to get rid of these love handles. And I said, that will be the last to go. Because you're genetically dispositioned to carry your body fat. As a general rule, this is a general rule, ladies will carry it in their hips, in their thighs, and men will carry it right here. Okay? That's the general rule. Now, when it comes to fitness models and bodybuilders, they're way different. They're genetic freaks. They carry their body fat all over. Okay? And somebody who's genetic, a mesomorph, they can have a six-pack with like 15% body fat. Now, me personally, I had a pretty decent six-pack at 8.9% body fat. 12%, right now I'm probably running about between 12 and 14. I do not have a six-pack right now. I mean, it's underneath here. So those guys, when they get heavy, they're heavy all over. Okay? And the average person, if you're a gal, and you want to lose weight, you say, oh, I want it off my hips. Let's just do hip. Roger, let's do hip exercises and get my booty back to where it was before. I said, it's not going to happen. You have to get it off. Now, when I was dropping body fat, I'll tell you, my calves, you could almost see through them. They were so cut. Just trying to get this fat off here. So, the first place you see fat will be the last place it will go. And that's just a fact of life, okay? Is there anything else here? Here's something from Darren. That just made me tear up, Roger. Darren, you're the man. Okay, we need to pray for those writing in. I had a terrible 2 weeks, but I kept at it. Okay, now Darren, you keep at it. And there's all kinds of setbacks. Here's another thing. When you work out and you eat correctly, your immune system is boosted. There's nothing better for your immune system is to get in nutrition. Okay? We do not want to get the coronavirus. Those with a strong immune system, even if you get it, I think you can fight it off more. But if your immune system is down and you're out of shape, a coronavirus can jack you up. And we don't want that. Okay? Here's one from Dwayne. My thing is that I need to gain weight. Dwayne Govan. Dwayne, I love you with a passion. Now, once again, you don't want to gain weight. You want to gain some muscle. All right? Believe me, you can have a Krispy Kreme festival and get that gut out here. That's not what we want. Forget the Krispy Kreme festival. What we want to do is have a nutrition festival. If we want to gain some weight, Dwayne, I love it. Okay, here's a tip for you, Dwayne. No cardio. Stop any kind of cardio. Stop it. And let's look at weight training. I want you to weight train. Join the gym if you can. Excess calories is okay. Dwayne, I don't know what your physique looks like. I don't know if you're a pure ectomorph. I really don't know. But a pure ectomorph, you can cram in a lot of calories and you can cheat a little bit. You can cheat a little bit. So I don't really know, but quit cardio right off the bat. Let's focus on weight training. Also, I want you to keep your reps. Let's take these reps down between 6 and 8. An ectomorph, sometimes get 12 reps in is going to tax your heart and lung system. Okay? And so, weight training, there is no cookie cutter technique. Everybody's different. Now, general ectomorph, we got 1 more minute to go, you guys. Let's see what else we got here. Darren says, I'm here with you, Dwayne. That's me too. Dwayne, Darren, Jessica Bear. Jessica Bear, you better let me know what's going on. Do you have any physique goals? Do you want to be in a physique competition? And I don't know if I'm looking at the right picture or not, but I have looked at your picture, and it looks like you're in pretty good shape, or you have some good genetics. Thank God you have some good genetics. Okay? So if you have good genetics, and you're a mesomorph, ladies and gentlemen can be mesomorphs, then you need to really get in shape. What we got here? About 20 seconds to go? Yep. Peace, love, and matter!